I've run my own businesses and also worked in shops, supermarkets, IT and in the boardroom. And in all of my jobs, I've never had to know the year Henry VIII came to the throne or know the difference between a supervolcano and a volcano, which are things on school exam papers, but no use at all in the real world. The traditional education system we have is antiquated and not fit for purpose. It's time we step back and consider the real purpose of education. I think it should be adequate preparation for the world the students will live in and, crucially, work within. We need to build a direct link between the classroom and the workplaces of the future, making sure kids leave education best equipped to become the technologists, entrepreneurs, builders, nurses, administrators or engineers they wish to become. So, I welcome the introduction of T-levels or technical qualifications, but I would go further. I want to see businesses involved far more with the education students receive. They should have a say in the skills being taught and even in the curriculum being set. The world of work is changing, with technology at its heart, and we need to evolve our education system quickly to avoid leaving a generation of kids behind.
You see, I fundamentally don't agree.
That's all right.
What I do agree with, I think it was Yeats, who said that education is the lighting of a flame. And it seems to me that's what you're trying to do with education. You're trying to get people to be curious about the world and about all sorts of... Now, where I would agree with you is that I do think schools, and particularly universities, are not great, or most of them are not great, in terms of helping people through that difficult first year when they leave, about getting jobs and where do they go and what do they do. Because most people, or half the people I know who leave university, if not more than half, have got no idea what to do or where to go. But that doesn't mean to say that because they've studied English or because they've studied biology, it's not of value to what they've done. And actually, I think education is much more important than just conditioning you for the next job, because the next job will probably only last 5 years anyway.
So a few things. First of all, I've no idea who Yeats is, and if I went to school, I probably would do. But
he's got some wine lodges. You
now I know him. I tell you what, though, I call him Yeatses. That's the bar that I call. Yeah. Anyway, so what I was going to say, you've missed my point now. I'm thinking of my next wine in the pub down the road. But my point is, it's brilliant to be curious about the world and all the rest of that's fascinating. But if you're curious about the world and you've got no gumption or common sense, how are you going to be able to get yourself... And by the way, I'm not talking about jobs per se. I don't think we should educate people for a job, because jobs, we don't even know what the jobs are that are going to be coming down the line. I want people, and I didn't say it was just about jobs or work, I said it was about the real world we're going to live in. I think the entire education system needs a full-on shake-up. I think that some people are academic, some people are not, and if you're not academic, you're not somehow lesser than the people that are academically brighter. I would literally start with a big blank sheet of paper and I would try and rethink the whole thing.
I agree with you that if you haven't got an academic tendency, that makes you any less a being. It doesn't at all. And we have got a system in this country that is biased towards a certain sort of academia. I've no doubt about that, and I agree with you. But don't take from people the opportunity to be excited about learning. Don't take it away.
I'm not going to take it. I'm going to excite them even more about it.
Michelle, don't you think, though, it's hard to know where you're going if you don't know where you've come from? You know, history definitely impacts the present and the future. So it's not just about preparing you for the world of work. It's also preparing you for life in general, and when you know what's gone before, that helps you understand why we're wherever we are. So
don't get me wrong, I don't
think it's both? It's not either or, it's both.
Yeah, but what I think is that I don't want to scrap history lessons. I don't want to get rid of history, but I think that we spend so much time learning and reciting stuff that we just won't ever need, or if we do need, I can just get onto my Google and in a nanosecond I can find it out.
It's interesting you mentioned Google, because I have to say I sense some of the viewers are probably trying to be Google or find out exactly what you said, and credit to you, you are going to allow us to show up. This is the scripts that we read, and this is what this is how Michelle was able to say c'est moi après le break. So credit to you, and you're a good sport.
That is completely true. I'm not even going to deny it.
I don't know how you said it from that.
No, I know. But let's come back to it. So you know about the T-levels that came in this week, the technical levels, which I applaud. I think it's brilliant. If a kiddie wants to be an engineer or a hairdresser or an electrician, fantastic. I just want your view on that. You must surely support the idea of T-levels.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said in my intro. I think they're fantastic.
If we're having that distinction now, what is wrong to bring on Greg's point that kids who genuinely, and they want to learn dates, and they're excited by learning the rivers of the world, which I can't even do it now, I really struggle. Capitals, I'm good. Rivers, I'm not good. What is wrong with it? So we agree, we love T-levels. Well, let the academics kids be the A-levels and students like that.
Absolutely, and I don't want to get rid of, like, normal education. What I'm saying is we're spending too much time drilling into kids things that are not relevant. So, for example, I'll give you a classic example. 2 seconds.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Right. So
it's not 8/8, is it?
So here are things. So, for example, right, let me start with this. Right, tell me.
Crust of the earth.
Is that Greg's head? That's Greg's head, isn't it?
What's C? And I'm going to refer to my notes to make sure that I get this right before I judge you lot. What's C?
Rachel, do you know? No, inner core.
Right.
Magma.
So you think that C is the inner core?
I don't know. Come on, do the next one.
No, OK, so the C is the outer core. Right, finally, I'll be here all day otherwise. The B. What's the B?
I don't know.
What's it called again?
How many of these have you got?
Come on.
It's the mantle. Right.
OK, go on, next one.
What is this?
It's a W.
Yeah, but what element does it represent of the periodic table?
Whiskey.
No.
I'm afraid you're a bit beyond me there.
Yeah. Tungsten. Which king is that?
Don't know. Nice colour.
I
like a bit of rough. Yeah.
Is it James I?
Oh, God, I hate you.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
My point is, I remember being at school and spending such a long time learning the periodic table, for example.
So what was W?
It was tungsten.
So do you actually know that?
Of course I do. What do you think I am? I was told the answer before I came on here. And that's proving my point. My point is we're spending so much time
and money
teaching children things that they don't need to be able to remember, or they can just Google.
4 years at your expense learning Latin and Greek, which you would call dead languages. And almost every single Prime Minister this country's ever had, obviously for the 20th century, has studied politics, philosophy and economics at Oxford University, also probably at all our expense. These are not vocational courses, Michelle, but somehow these people have managed to overcome the fact they didn't know how to put someone's hair in tongs or pull a pint or lay a brick. And run the country.
They're studying relevant to their chosen profession.
No, but you don't know what your chosen profession is.
Well, they do. I'm not being funny, but if you're going to...
No, it's about educating the brain as much as anything else. It's about equipping the brain.
David Cameron didn't go to school going, my vision is to be, a hairdresser or a bricklayer. He pretty much knew that he was on a track into politics or public life or something like that.
No, surely what you want from an education system is a breadth of understanding of so many things. I regret deeply the things that I didn't do. And I regret a lot of things
you have done, by the way. Some shocking bloody things you've done.
As a business person, Greg, you must acknowledge, when you see children or young people coming to you for jobs, do you think that they've got, like, the gumption and the stuff? And
but that's nothing to do with their education. Yeah. That's another bit of the brain.
Yeah. No, but you can teach children differently. Like, I don't even think we should be teaching children with their teacher in the front of the class, disseminating information.
Where I would agree. I mean, I'm involved in I own a bit of an engineering company. And what is interesting, there was a 20-year gap where we didn't train any engineers. Now there's loads of apprentices and things like that, and that was a bad mistake. And people should be allowed to train in the areas that they feel and they want to go into. But don't take away a breadth of education as a result of it.
It's been a bit like the budget. The unspoken word in all of this is Brexit. And actually, we need to train all our young British students to do all the jobs that the Europeans and the non-Europeans are not going to be able to do. So